Much as our wedding day was a nice day, and the birth of our first child was a pretty special moment, I'm not going to lie, but I think the absolute lifetime highlight for me so far has to be when I started messing about with green fabric here in the house. Check out the size of this woman's head. Bad special effects aside, the green screen's a fantastic tool. We use it all the time for our premium content, the courses that we sell online, in addition to the content that we have here on our YouTube channel, and I think you can put it to good use too. I want to give you a few tips here just to get the best out of this incredibly cheap setup that we have here. So, Stewart, where are you standing? Surely you're in a fantastic studio. Okay. Right, well, but surely you have some amazing lights that make this green screen look good. So you're telling me that you're literally just standing in a bedroom against a piece of green fabric? Hello and welcome to our YouTube Creator series of videos where we help you increase the production value of your YouTube content. A special welcome to the thousands of you who have subscribed to our channel since we started this series. A couple of videos that we put out showing you our home studio and how to do some masking tricks with your YouTube videos have been very successful. So thank you so much for turning those views into subscribers. We hope you stick with us on this journey. If you have any suggestions for what you might find interesting for future content, please do let us know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that one. When Alina and I started out, we found the idea of using a green screen a bit intimidating. If you look it up, you see how a professional green screen should be done, and it's not really accessible on day one. You need a lot of lights, a lot of space, and all in all, it's just a bit off-putting. But let's just talk through it for a second. The only thing that I need you to go out and buy is a piece of green fabric. On the assumption you already have a camera, all you need is a piece of green fabric. We are using a window-lit green screen solution. So let's talk about this piece of green fabric. The big idea with this green fabric is that you want to illuminate it evenly so there are no marks, no distractions, because any shadows that are cast by those creases and by uneven illumination will make it more difficult for you to key out the green in post-production. So we need even lighting. The professional solution for even lighting is thousands of lights, probably diffused by some kind of softbox or modifier to put a nice even light across this green screen, independently of the subject. So there's a couple of implications there. First of all, you need loads of lights. We don't have loads of lights here. Secondly, to light a green screen independently, I have to be miles away from that green screen. Now, as soon as I get even 2 meters away from that green screen, I realize I'm out of focus, but look at this, the green screen's not big enough. Now, this is not a small piece of fabric, but nonetheless, to film on this camera, I have to stand quite close to it. But standing close to the green screen creates problems. First of all, if I stand close, I could throw a shadow on that green screen. If I have a harsh light illuminating me, then I will throw a big black shadow of my body on that green screen, and that won't be keyed out in post-production because that green turns into a very dark, almost black shade of green that is difficult to get rid of. So you don't want to see my shadow dancing about on whatever I have put under this piece of footage. Second of all, when you're standing close to your green screen, there's a serious risk that you're going to throw some of that green colour onto whatever you're wearing. If you hit yourself with some green reflection, then you're not going to be able to exclude that from your key when you subsequently drop out that green in post-production. So you're going to get holes in your footage. You've seen the comedy sketches of news reporters or whatnot wearing a green suit, or there's a shot in Anchorman, I think, or Anchorman 2, where he's standing in front of the weather forecast because he's wearing green trousers. You get the idea. You can't afford to not only wear anything green but have any bounce back. But we're going to fix that problem because we're going to tackle it with a little bit of understanding of filmmaking, cinematography, photography, etc, etc. Let's talk about our light source, that huge massive window that is illuminating me as we speak. By the way, Alina and I are working on some new premium content, a filmmaking course, accessible and entertaining to get you up to speed in filmmaking skills and really take your work to the next level. It's early days, but what we would suggest is if you click on the link below, you can sign up to a mailing list, join our club, and from there we will notify you as and when this course is available. You'll receive a loyalty discount as well as and when we are ready to launch. So there's no downside, it only takes a second, so you might as well do that. Check out that link below. Coming back to what I said earlier, you're supposed to do this by illuminating this green screen separately, illuminating your subject separately with a different key light, and possibly even putting a backlight on your subject to create extra separation from the green screen. We're not doing any of that. We have one source of light, the window. It's a soft source of light, a huge big window there with some blinds on it as well, diffusing that light even further. Now, as it happens here on a typical Scottish summer's day, it's 15 degrees outside, there's grey clouds, and there's no direct sunlight coming in, so we don't really need any diffusion. But either way, we want this nice soft source of window light. Why is that important? Well, first of all, it makes me look very attractive indeed. It doesn't cast too many shadows, it's a kind of beauty light, but more importantly than that, it doesn't throw any shadows on that green screen. If I had direct sunlight coming onto me now, big silhouette of me on the green screen. Because I don't, there's virtually no shadows there. In addition, look at this enormous crease. I couldn't be bothered stretching this out. I wasn't going to get another one of these coat hangers up top, stretch this out. Got stuff to do, I'm in a rush. Because of soft light, that's not really causing a problem. If it was harsh light, we'd probably see a much harsher shadow down there. That might be more difficult to key out in post-production. Added to that, the light source is hitting me straight on. It's a flat light. It's not creating any shadows. If the source of light was coming in from the side here, it would hit across this piece of fabric and cast another big shadows. Shadows are the enemy and the destruction of an effective green screen setup, which is why a soft light source works so perfectly. Just to clarify, the reason this light source I'm talking about, the window, is a soft light source is because it is big and because I am quite close to it. It's big because it's diffused, huge big sheet of fabric essentially in the form of those blinds. And as I say, if you're on a dull day, that doesn't really matter too much anyway. Once you're done with your filming, drag your clips into your editor. We use Final Cut Pro 10 for this. Drag the keyer from the effects browser on top of your clip and that will get rid of the green. If you put a background underneath, you will now see that background. If you need to, you can crop the original clip to get rid of the sides that you don't want, and there you go, you are good to go. You can play around, you can resize yourself, you can move yourself around the screen, you can duplicate yourself, you can have a lot of fun with that. We'll get into some of these ideas in more detail in future videos. Now, like I've indicated, this is a fairly primitive setup, but it works, so who am I to knock it? Yes, you can go to town with endless softboxes, huge studios, miles and miles of green fabric, but if you don't need to, then why would you? And especially when we're talking about YouTube creators, so fairly small scale productions, budgets aren't great, then if you can do more with what you've already got, then do that. Just a piece of fabric, you'll already have the camera. I'm sure you can find a window somewhere. Get stuck in and have some fun. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Check out our existing content already. It's a good resource of information on there. And we'll see you next time here on the channel.